The South Americans, Asians, and Egyptians all have mythologies that speak of beings who came to Earth aboard cosmic eggs.
These cosmic eggs appear in virtually every single creation story of each culture all around the world. They all begin the same way, that one day the heavens opened and this silver cosmic egg descended from the sky, and these gods came out of these eggs and taught mankind in various disciplines.
But not all stories of ancient astronauts come from historical texts. One of the most bizarre legends comes from a tribe in North Africa who worship a star nearly 80 trillion kilometers away from Earth.
The Dogon tribe in northern Mali have a wonderfully rich mythology centered on the star Sirius. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky. Okay, that kind of makes sense. But there's more. The Dogon say that there is a dark companion to Sirius.
The Dogon have believed this for nearly 1,000 years, and there's more. They claim that beings from this distant star have actually visited them.
The Dogons have a myth about aliens, fish-like beings that lived in water, that came to give them knowledge, that came from this dark star.
Every 50 years, the Dogons celebrate the star's emergence from the far side of Sirius. And what's amazing is that star is there. In 1862, astronomers confirmed its existence. But there's no way the Dogon could have seen this dark star from Earth.
We know that Sirius, the dog star, has a faint stellar companion, but it's not something you can see with the naked eye. If this ball represents the faint companion to Sirius, then this searchlight back here represents Sirius itself. You can see that the companion is easily lost in the glare of the light of Sirius. And that's what makes it such a mystery that the Dogon would have known about this companion many years ago.
So what explains the Dogon's knowledge of this unseen star? Is it just coincidence? No one's quite sure, but the Dogon aren't the only evidence cited as proof of alien contact with early cultures. Some claim that the buildings the ancients left behind also offer evidence of extraterrestrial influence.
If you look at Stonehenge from a bird's eye perspective, you see all these concentric circles, and one mathematician has found out that each circle corresponds with one of the planets. So what we have here basically is a model of our solar system.
Stonehenge is built with blocks of stone, some weighing as much as 50 tons. They stand upright, and some are stacked on top of one another. It would be difficult for modern people to build this. What's more, scientists have learnt these stones came from a quarry hundreds of kilometers from Stonehenge itself. So, how did they get them there?
The legends behind Stonehenge refer to star beings that arrived and taught people how to move stones. In fact, one really mysterious story says that these stones levitated. Now, do I think that happened? I don't know, but it's a story and it's something worth looking at.
Then there's the Great Pyramid in Egypt. Though controversial, some early surveys of the pyramid reveal an intriguing geometry in its construction. The proponents' arguments run as follows. are 36,524 inches around. Drop a decimal point between the 5 and the 2, and you've got the exact length of a solar year, 365.24 days. Divide the circumference of the pyramid by twice its height, and you get one of the most important mathematical constants, pi, accurate to 6 decimal places. Pi is the ratio between a circle's circumference and its diameter, and it's proven key to some stunning insights about the universe. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, general relativity, and Kepler's law of orbital motion are all based on pi. What's more, pi wasn't officially discovered until 2,000 years after the pyramid was built. Could the Egyptians really have discovered pi so early? Some say it's evidence that these ancient people had help from above.
Of course, aliens did not build the pyramids. It was our human ancestors. But our ancestors built the pyramids with the assistance of the guardians of the sky, otherwise referred to as the gods.
Most scientists don't think there's enough proof to believe in ancient astronauts or visitors from beyond, and that we need to give more credit to the power of human ingenuity. But not everyone's ruling it out.
It's nuts, but do we have to discredit everything that our ancestors put in stone? I say no. Let's look at it from an alternative perspective, and maybe, just maybe, we will find the answers that we're all looking for.
These answers, it seems, are still shrouded in mystery. The astronomy our ancestors practiced and the ruins they left behind make us wonder who these people were and how they achieved everything they did. Though some believe their accomplishments are evidence of alien contact, what's undeniable is that once they mastered the skies, our ancestors conquered the planet. Not only did the skies above give the ancients the concepts of time and plant the seeds for civilization, they also gave them the tools they needed to explore Earth. For millennia, the rhythms of the skies guided our ancestors on their journey to civilization. The cycles of the moon, sun, and other stars gave them the power over an unforgiving environment.
The fact that the sky had cycles we could predict is very important, because a system of mathematics could be built up to predict it. And from there, we began to explore the rest of the world.
Just as the skies gave early humans a way to mark and measure time, they also provided them with the tools they needed to explore Earth.
The Greeks knew something that we claim Columbus discovered, that the Earth is round, but the Greeks knew that very well. They, in fact, knew the circumference and the diameter.
2,500 years ago, a Greek mathematician named Eratosthenes picked up a couple of sticks and used them to discover that Earth was round.
What Eratosthenes was able to do 2,500 years ago, with technology no more sophisticated than a stick, is really quite remarkable. Not only did he show clearly that the Earth is a sphere, he measured the diameter of that sphere to considerable accuracy. How could he do that? Let me show you with the help of my little happy face back here and my little toy gun. So here's what Eratosthenes did. He put a stick in the ground in Syene in southern Egypt, near where the Aswan Dam is today, and noted that on the summer solstice, there was no shadow cast by the stick. The sun was directly overhead. And yet he knew that on that same day in his hometown of Alexandria, a stick would cast a significant shadow. That's not at all what you'd expect on the surface of a flat plane. All the sticks would have the same length shadow. But on the surface of a sphere, this is just what you'd expect. Furthermore, by simply measuring the length of this shadow, he could calculate the angle of the sun in the sky. and recognized the difference between the two angles was exactly 1/50th of a complete circle. Now, he also knew the distance between those two cities, so simply multiplying by 50 gave him the circumference of the Earth.
Eratosthenes calculated that Earth was 24,662 miles, or 39,690 kilometers around. The actual figure is 24,901 miles, or 40,074 kilometers.
He knew the circumference of the Earth to within a few percent of its present value. An amazing discovery, not just that the Earth is round, but in fact, how big it is.
That discovery still ranks as one of the most important insights ever made about Earth. And it showed the ancients that the skies could be used for more than just keeping track of time. They could also use the skies to explore the planet.
The Polynesians were able to use the stars to navigate over hundreds and even thousands of miles. And they were in dugout, basically, canoes. They would literally carve out a tree and make a catamaran or something like that and sail to Hawaii or wherever they were going. And they did this using the stars.